everybody, I'm April from With My Hands Homestead, and today I wanted to just start some seeds and chat with you and just kind of tell you what I'm doing. So, right now it is December 12th, so I guess you could say that I'm starting some spring cold weather stuff. Really, I just felt like starting seeds. About this time of year, I just want to try. I didn't time it out, it's just because I have a little bit of extra time. And a couple of weeks ago, probably only like 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, probably more like two, I did the same thing, but it didn't go that well. I started some broccoli and kale and lettuce, and some of them did okay. So this is some romaine lettuce. I'm planning on using it as baby lettuce, but it's pretty leggy, but obviously still growing. And then I never have good luck with broccoli or any kind of brassica. And again, hopefully you can see that in there. But these, I didn't label them, so they're either broccoli or kale. They did not do so hot. So I think they got root rot. I hate using these cups. I hear a lot of people starting their seeds in them, but I always get root rot no matter what kind of holes I poke in the bottom, how careful I am with watering. They just really don't work well for me. I don't have a lot of other seed starting containers. I have, up here, this old one. It's really little. When I had bought them, I didn't read the dimensions, of course, and they are way too little for like anything. So this is literally the only one I have right now. It is so hard to find good containers. There had been some that I was getting from Amazon that are just like these, but a little bit bigger. I liked them because the quality was pretty good, nothing over the top. Like they lasted like 2 years. This one's technically from 3 years ago, but they have like rips in them and things like that. But they were nice and cheap and good enough for 2 years, which was good enough for me. But they don't sell them anymore. So now if you have any recommendations for seed starting containers, let me know, because I'm in the market for them. So anyway, that being said, I have these, but I'm probably just going to reuse these cups. Try again. I never ever do well with spring and fall gardens. They just, for whatever reason, I've never ever had them work. So I'm not doing that much today. I'm not planning on like doing a whole garden's worth. Like I said, I just have a little bit of time, and why not? Okay, so I haven't really planned out what I'm gonna do. I think to go ahead and do the easy part, I'm gonna fill up my one container with soil. The soil that I'm using is a mix of old soil from one of my potted containers over the summer and old seed starting mix. So, like I said, I don't have really high hopes for these plants. They're not like my real crops. So this is not what you would normally want to use if you're really hoping for high success. Usually you don't want to reuse potting soil. That's like a huge no-no. I do it. Usually they say that it could have, I don't know, like fungus and blight and all that stuff, and all the nutrients gone, which is probably true. And then, I don't think, well, usually when you start seeds, there's like seed starting mix. This, To be honest, I really hate this stuff. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I don't think I'm going to buy any more this year. I buy it because, well, I guess technically this is young plant mix, but they have a seed starting mix. I don't even really know what it's made out of, but it dries out so quickly. There's no nutrients in it, which I'm sure there's a reason for that. But whenever you are using seed starting mix, whenever your plants get their true leaves, you need to start fertilizing them, because literally it's just like coconut coir or something. So that being said, I usually do like to mix seed starting mix with normal soil. I like the texture better. I think it holds moisture better. It has a little bit of nutrients. So that is what I'm going to be using today. So let's get that. I mean, you can literally see like sticks and roots in here. I don't care. If they grow, they grow, and if they don't, I'll be in the same spot that I would be if I had never tried, right? That's kind of our motto for everything here. Let's see, I'll get all the big roots out. I don't pack it tight. Oh, there's a little weed. Don't want that. Okay. So those are filled now. Okay, and what I have, these are what I'm going to be choosing from. So I have some broccoli Waltham. It's an heirloom that's pretty well known. Got it from Seed Savers. I have just some romaine lettuce. I have a hybrid spinach. I have really old lettuce. When I tried to start this a couple weeks ago, nothing came up. So I am going to just dump the rest of this pack in one of these cups and see if I can get anything to grow. But these are really old. I don't take that great of care of my seeds. So if it grows, it grows. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Not a big deal. Here is an heirloom spinach Bloomingdale. And then here is another heirloom kale. So as you can tell, I use both heirloom and hybrid seeds. In the perfect world, if I followed my dreams and my ethics, I would love to just be growing heirloom seeds. When I first started, I was so passionate about only using heirloom seeds and no hybrids and keeping the stories and keeping the diversity and, you know, all the big business stuff. Honestly, especially with burpee, I probably shouldn't be saying that, but you know, all those big companies usually are up to no good. But at this point in our homesteading, gardening life, as much as I would love to do heirlooms, it's a bigger priority for us to just get produce. So I'm really looking for productivity, ease of growing, resistance to disease, that kind of thing. And hybrids usually beat out the heirlooms. I don't grow very many. Really, I probably grow the most cold weather hybrids because I'm terrible at growing them, and I feel like I'll have better luck with a hybrid. So that's actually literally why I bought these two. Another hybrid that I really like are like paste tomato hybrids, just because I feel like I need so many to make sauce. But I can talk about that another time. I'm thinking of doing a seed haul for what I will be growing next year for my real garden, so I'll probably talk about that more. But anyway, I just planted one of the kale. Let's see. I think I'll just do the brassicas in here since they did so poorly in the cup. What do you think about that? And I like them better. I would much rather eat broccoli and kale than lettuce, if we're being honest. So, okay, that'll be my plan. So I'll do 3 and 3. I'll do 3 and 3. Okay. I thought about doing 2 and 4 because I really want some broccoli, and I feel like kale grows so much faster because you only need the leaves and you can pick off of it forever. But just to make it easy, I will go ahead and do 3 and 3. Okay, so when I start my seeds, I like to just, when I start my little seeds. So if you're following my channel, I'm sure you've probably planted seeds before. But here, broccoli, any kind of brassica seed, you probably can't even see that, is gonna be like a tiny ball. You probably can't even see that. They're not the tiniest seeds in the world. I think they're totally fine working with. But I like to, let's see if I can show you here. Okay. Okay, so here is my soil. I like to just push my finger down and make a little divot, and then put this seed right on top. And then I take soil and put it right on top like that. That way I've found that, I don't know, why do I do that? I don't know. I heard it somewhere. That way I guess you just don't bury it that deep, but also you make sure that they are covered. So that's how I do it. I have pretty good luck. One thing that I need to be better at, so you know how earlier I said you don't want to pack in the soil that much so that the roots can grow when they're first starting. But when on the very top, like just now when I put the extra soil on, you do kind of want to press it down. Ooh, do I have an example of what I'm about to say? Yes. Okay. If you have started seeds before, and maybe everyone in the world knows this and I'm the only one that doesn't, but have you ever had a seed like hang on for dear life like that? Like I need to take this off, but so many times I've had like seeds that don't come all the way off the sprout, and then they end up either dying, or I try to pull it off and it kills the whole plant. The way to prevent that is to pack the soil on a little bit tighter on top so that it has more resistance coming off. I think. I heard that somewhere. I don't know where. Could be wrong. But I do that now. Clearly I didn't do it good enough with this one, but it was only one and it didn't kill the plant. So that's an improvement. Okay. So another thing that I'm really bad at that I hope you don't do is I don't label anything. I know that I have brassicas in here. When they grow up, they're going to look identical. I'm going to have no idea which one is which until they start to either grow broccoli or not. I don't really care. I'm going to put them in the same place. I'm going to treat them the same way. It's not worth my time to label them. I think you should. Usually I always wish that I had, but I just don't, and I probably never will. Until we get to summer garden, then I do try to. I don't always do it very well, but it's a little bit more important when you have a lot more and it's and you need to know what goes where. Okay. The other thing that probably everyone knew, and I'm the only one that didn't, when you're starting seeds, you need to have a spray bottle. It is a lifesaver. It is life-changing. I always like to get a big one. I feel like, and I got this at like the dollar store, I think, in the cleaning department. I feel like when I looked for seed starting sprayers, they were all like that big. Like they're tiny, and you use that up in like a day. So I fill this bad boy up. I use tap water, and then I just leave the top off for like a day or two, and that should evaporate, like, I think the chlorine, or it evaporates some kind of chemical. I heard. I don't know, but I do that. Just so that they don't have as many chemicals and they grow a little bit better. So all you have to do is just spray right on there. And it doesn't matter as much for bigger seeds. Like these are right in the middle, and it is really helpful for these. If you were to just like pour water on there, they could like float around, and depending on how much you pour in, I've definitely had them like jump into the other cell. When you have really, really tiny ones like thyme or oregano, where they are just like microscopic practically, you really have to have one of these so that they stay put and root, and then you can water them like normal. But yeah, when I made this soil, I moistened it a little bit. It's not wet, it's just like a little bit damp. So I'm not going to put too much water on them. Okay, these ones are down. This bad boy, which I don't know if you can fully see, is my seed starting area. I DIY'd it. I will probably do another video on it. It's pretty good. It did what it needed to do. It was really cheap. I just used fluorescent lights, and I attached them to a wire rack. There are things that I would definitely change, but if you need something cheap and easy, just DIY that. It is way cheaper than ordering one. Okay. So, let's see. I am going to, I think I'm just going to repot the plants that I have already grown. Because like I said, they really need to have more nutrients, and I really hate, I guess I didn't mention it before, but I only use seed starting mix in these. So I really don't like that. So I'm going to try and repot them. I don't know how it'll go. So I'm going to be really sad if I kill them, but I'm not going to try with that one first. I'll try. Let's see. So I'm going to tap some of the extra soil off. Oh, I'm probably totally out of frame. Oh well. So I'm just tapping some extra soil off. I'm trying to not disturb the roots too much. I just got some of the extra off so that I can fit it in here. So I filled the cup about like 3/4 of the way, and I'm tilting it so that so that there's soil like on the bottom half. And I'm going to put these plants in so that, did you see that? So I have soil on the bottom because it's kind of tilted. I'm putting the plants on top. So now I can add more soil so it's surrounded the roots. Does that make sense? Okay. Okay, I think that's gonna be okay. Okay. Yay, okay, that's not so bad. This leaf kind of broke, but I think it was already broken to begin with. You know what? I'm just gonna eat it. Um, so I'm sure most of you can tell this is spinach. A little bit of dirt. Totally fine. I like it. These are spinach. There's 2 in there. I most of the time people like to thin them down, but eventually I'm going to plant these in my outdoor bed. I plant 2 together. I don't find like they compete with each other. There's enough nutrients in my garden that 2 next to each other is no problem. That's how I do most of my stuff. Especially mostly because in the beginning it just saves space. So now I have 2 in 1. So that's why I do that. The only time I really don't is with the big things like peppers and tomatoes and stuff like that. Okay. Here, I'll do the other spinach. Okay, I'm just going to do the same thing. I know I'm out of frame. Sorry about that. I'm just dumping it very gently. Whoops. Tapping out the extra. Okay. Alright. Filling it up. Tipping it over. Putting it in. And filling it back up. Okay. Perfect. Yay, that's going a lot better than I thought it would be. Okay. Perfect. Yay! So I need to do this with the other one. I'll just give it a little bit of extra water. So this is obviously the first day. Like I mentioned, I pre-moistened the soil. When the plants start to get like this, when they actually have roots that are going down, the sprayer won't fully cut it. If you're using seed starting mix that gets really dry really easily, I do like to spray on top and then water, because this won't go down super deep. It'll probably just kind of wet the surface, but that can also make the water penetrate better when you water it normally. So I wouldn't usually only be using the sprayer, but it doesn't really need that much water right now. Okay, well, I only have a couple more to do, and I feel like this video is getting really long. So I will spare you. But thank you for coming along with me, and I will talk to you later.